So I'm currently at the Corridor project and I'm doing some experimentation or just some focused work. I'm looking into doing a science event of some description. I was thinking maybe sonification of some tree DNA sequences or maybe some other natural DNA sequences that make sense to the local environment. And I've also got a method of generating audio, whether it be noise or music, from plants using synthesizer and some conversion of microvoltages into higher voltages so that they can drive oscillators and then they can make noises. Anyway, I was thinking to combine the two audio sources might be really interesting. And plus, given we're in such a beautiful environment, I was thinking that it might also be good to make some recordings of the environment, just with microphones and things, and then have a combination of the field recordings with the audio generated from some of the plant species here, with some audio generated from DNA sequences of trees that exist on the property. And then, since I'm a musician and a scientist, I thought, well then, once I've got all of these audio sources running and blended, I could then play some drums or play some music to accompany the myriad of sounds that are going to be generated. So currently, I'm just setting up in the wool sheds, and what I don't have is some plants to sonify. I actually went down to the river yesterday and set up my equipment down there with on some bushes and some trees and some reeds and things, but I wasn't able to get enough signal out of the plants to generate anything that was beyond a drone. So I was just getting this droning noise, which basically no signal. So there's very little signal coming from the plants, electrical signals that I could then process. So that was a bit of a fail. So I might try doing that later, maybe on another trip down here. But currently, I'm going to get some cut plants, stick them in some water, and they typically generate some audio which I can then blend with the DNA audio and all of the other audio sources. So that's why I'm walking around the property now. I'm going to go cut some plants. So what's happening here is that I've got two electrodes here on the plant. There's one here, and then there's another one just here. Okay, so those two plants, this electrode is measuring a difference in voltage between those two positions, okay? And then that signal here is feeding into this module of a Eurorack synthesizer. So that's the synthesizer as a whole, and it's basically taking in this voltage and converting it into, well, amplifying the voltage. It's going from, I assume this is kind of milliamps, up to I don't know how many volts, whatever, but it's amplifying it, and then this device here works with control voltage, which is between like a 10 volt range. So 1 volt is 1 octave, 2 volts would be 2 octaves. So if you're jumping from half a volt to 1.5 volts, you're doing a change in pitch by approximately 1 octave. And so anyway, so this is generating 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of control voltage from this, okay? And it's also generating gates as well. Some of the gates go into envelopes, some of the gates go into maths to sort of create these envelopes. So I then feed the envelopes and the pitch information into 4 oscillators. So I've got braids, plaits, expert sleepers, and an MCO. So I've got 4 voltage controlled oscillators generating 4 streams of audio, which are going in here, and when the lights flash here, it's telling you that this was generating some signal. All right, and then that's going Where's it going from there? My goodness, it's going into the back of my mixing desk. So these are the signals here, okay? I've also got a microphone, which is right over there on the other side of the room, just about there. Got signal from my computer, which is here. Which we're not listening to that at this stage. And I've also got a digital drum kit here, which is kind of cool. So at some point, I'm going to have a little play with this. And this has got, obviously, audio out. And that audio out is also going into the mixing desk. All right, so that's the audio from the plant. So what comes next? So, as I was saying earlier, the next thing to do is to introduce some audio from my computer. So this is sonification of a DNA sequence. So here's the DNA sequence. Okay, TTC, AT, GG. So basically, this represents some ribosomes, which are protein RNA complexes which bind to a messenger RNA, and then they read along the message. Okay, so like a train down a track, and as it's reading down through the message, we're going to hear the sequence converted into audio. Okay, systematic audio. And over here, it shows you that I'm looking at individual nucleotides, dinucleotides, GC content, and protein sequences, or sequences of the codons. So 3 bases, 2 bases, 1 base, and GC content, and a couple of other things. So let's just play it anyway. This is okay, all right? Regardless of whether it sounds good or bad, I just need to have a source of generative music playing, okay? So let's assume that's okay. I'm going to work with that. So I'm out at the Corridor Project up near Cowra. I think Wyangala Dam is just up the hill there. And this is a space that's being used for artist residencies and science residencies and just lots of creative projects. And it's kind of an amazing space to just focus and invest some time into some projects. So yeah, having a great time.